Hey guys, Joe here from XFoxGames. Check it out, we got something a little new here. We got darttech's Neo Blast. Now, I was supposed to get 3 of these blasters, some of the newer ones here. I believe there was one called the Fusion and one called the Equalizer. Those were the 2 I was actually really excited for, but hey, you know, you can't complain. But this particular blaster is kind of what I would consider the entry to their line of blasters. Now, this is supposed to be a entry-level blaster. You can see here the price. Oh man, I don't consider that kind of entry. I consider it a little bit above entry, but still, I love the colors on this thing. Check that out. If you guys can kind of see that orange, that pastel, that white, that gray, it looks pretty good. But again, those 2 were the ones that I was really pumped about, but we will stick with this for now. Let's take a hop and look at what's in the box itself. You can see you know, this Founders Edition box is not the box you will get in retail. I will throw that up here after, but in the box, yeah, I mean, you get the blaster itself, you get 2 12-round mags, you get a mag holder, you get an 8-round mag, and of course a nice little kind of scope, which I think I'm going to use on other stuff. So not a ton in the box for quote-unquote a Founders series. That's why I was like, is everybody's box going to come like this, or is it going to be different? But let's throw up the actual, what the retail box should look like. It looks like a standard retail box. I was hoping that the ones that they sent us would maybe have some type of Founders something on it. There's no serial numbers. There's no nothing to be like, look, this is a special blaster, you know, because it says Founders series on my box. It says 60 is 60. I was hoping it would be something special, so I would keep. I'm probably going to go ahead and give this to somebody at one of my local games here so they can, you know, get into the hobby or, you know, have something cool on the shelf. Let's take a look at the mags first. So the mags, it comes with 3 mags, which I think is awesome. This is like very rare what we see in our hobby with anything coming with more than 2 mags. So we do have the 2 12-round mags, which are your standard mags. They seem, you know, pretty hefty and pretty heavy duty with minimal kind of etchings and things on the side. We do have an 8-round mag as well. The 8-round for me, I would have preferred another 12-round, but hey, I guess if you want to use the 8-round, it gives you a little bit, you know, slimmer of a profile when it's in the blaster. So hey, that looks cool. It does have a mag holder. Now, this mag holder just fits one, and when I tried it on my hip, the mags, they just kind of sit in there with the bottom lip. So if you're running around, it tends to kind of bounce and move a lot. So I don't know, if you're not running, you're probably going to be okay, but if you are running and jumping and squatting down, I mean, it easily moves up and down, so it might come out. I would just end up putting these things in a pouch. I wouldn't even use this little clip here. So that is just my 2 cents. The darts that come with it are they're kind of the standard darts that we see, but they are very thin, and they are about 3 millimeters shorter than your standard darts that we see. The tips seem the same with kind of the generic stuff that we see. And I didn't really notice an increase in performance when I shot these or shot, say, some waffles through it. But those darts, hey, I would just swap them out. In the hands, it looks really good. Again, I do like these colors, the pastel, the orange, the gray, the white. It looks really, really good in the hands. I know in my lighting here in the studio, it's like, all right, but man, I haven't really seen anything like this type of pastel green or blue or whatever you call that. It looks really, really good. One thing that makes this blaster unique is the LEDs. Yes, the LEDs. Now, I know it's going to be hard to see here, but I'll throw it up. Every time you hit that rev trigger, the LEDs or that LED strip right there with those lights kind of light up. They're probably not LEDs, but they're supposed to be looking like it. And you can hold it, and when you hold it, it doesn't automatically cut the lights on and off. So after you let the rev trigger, you know, off, it actually kind of does a dimming effect, which I think is kind of neat. So at nighttime, that would be really, really kind of cool to see. I, you know, like kind of little small features like that. The scope itself that we talked about, it's good. You know, it's nice and open on one end, and it looks, you know, non-huge. So it's something that I could possibly use. And I noticed that on some scopes, the hole is so small on the other side, it is just unusable. But this, definitely usable with how large it is. So it definitely looks very cool. Now, it is only 4 AA's, and that is right here in the back. So you just pop it off, 4 AA's. Oh man, I wish everything was 6 AA's or came with a 7.4 volt battery pack to get a little bit more performance. I believe that just 6 volts is just not a lot for today's standards. Even for some of the entry-level stuff, 4 volts, I'm just like, oh, at least give us 70 to 75 FPS as a stock, because that's decent. 60, 50, that's like, no, it's just not that very far. But again, that is my humble opinion. Let's take it out and let's shoot this thing. Shooting single and just shooting and letting everything rev up, you're roughly going to get about 65 FPS. And for the most part, it's shot decently straight, right? Just single shots, rev it up, shoot. Rev it up, shoot. I have no complaints there. You know, double shooting or shooting two at a time, you can tell there's a little bit of a drop, but it wasn't horrible like you've seen, you know, some blasters in the past. So whatever they've done here, hey, congrats to them. But shooting 2 in a row, yeah, absolutely no problem. Mag dumping, absolutely no problem. You do get a little bit of a drop, so you know, as you shoot, just kind of angle your blaster a little more up so you can so you can achieve that nice arch on your darts. But you can see, I mean, 65 FPS at its peak is not bad. I always prefer at least 70 to 75. You know, again, put that little battery pack in there for 7.4 volts and call it good. Have something that's rechargeable so you and I don't have to have AA batteries on hand or have to go out and go buy some or take some from the remote. But still, see, I mean, not too bad that we can kind of see there. So go back and watch that if you want to watch it. Overall, guys, I think this entry-level blaster isn't too bad. I think there are other capable models on the market that are in this price range that will definitely compete with it. One of it being the Spectrum. That thing is definitely going to compete with this because it's like same thing, a little bit cheaper, a lot more moddable, but hey, there's no LEDs, right? But I am super excited for the Fusion and the Equalizer, I believe they're called. Those ones kind of excite me because they're kind of, you know, what a lot of these manufacturers are coming out with right now. So I'm super pumped for those. But when they come out, hey, we will do a review on it. But that is my 2 cents on this, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's just cool, you know, with these other different blaster manufacturers coming out right now with these kind of cooler, different color designs. I really, really like that. So again, let me know what you think. Thanks again, Fox fans.